Hey everyone, Ryan here at eTrailer. Today on our 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500, we're going to be checking out the B&W Companion Sliding Type fifth wheel hitch. Right away, the Companion is designed to work with the B&W underbed hitches, and the way that you'd set this up is you would remove the goose ball that comes with your underbed hitch out from it. And then on the bottom of the Companion, there's going to be a shank just like this, which will allow you to drop this down into the hitch, lock it down, and now you'll have a fifth wheel to work with. Personally, I'm a big fan of the underbed hitches made by B&W, not only because you can use your goose ball and have the ability to take a fifth wheel hitch like the Companion, drop it in real quick, and tow that type of trailer, but I also like them because in order to use most fifth wheel heads, right, you'll have to install a rail kit, which takes up bed space in your bed. You know, the rails are exposed, completely visible. And with the underbed hitch, you just have a small little gooseneck opening that you have to deal with. So it's much cleaner. And with the Companion type hitches, all right, there's going to be a couple different versions of them, if you will. Some that slide, like we have here today, and other ones that are fixed, meaning you're not going to be able to slide them back and forth, right? And which one is going to be the best fit for you largely just depends on your overall bed length. So today we have a short bed, and in that case, a sliding type hitch is more ideal in most scenarios. But for those of you with a long bed, you can get away with using the fixed type hitch. Personally, the vast majority of the Silverado 1500s that I see out on the road are short beds. So the sliding type hitch is probably going to be a little bit more common. And the way it works is this can come back to buy you extra clearance. So what I mean by that, with these short beds, the attachment point here sits up closer to the cab of the truck. And what can happen, a lot of these fifth wheels will kind of overhang, and if you go to make a super tight turn or back into a tight parking spot or something and you're at kind of a weird angle, then you run out of room up front, and your trailer can actually make contact with the cab corner, something you definitely want to avoid, right? So if you find yourself in that situation where you're making that real tight maneuver or something, what you're able to do is slide this back. It'll buy you that additional clearance you need to make that tight turn. This particular hitch is going to have a 20,000 pound maximum gross trailer weight rating, and that's the amount of weight pulling on the hitch. That's the weight of your trailer plus anything that you might have in or on it. And it's going to have a 5,000 pound maximum gross pin box weight, meaning, you know, the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. It is always a good idea though, grab your truck's owner's manual, check in there, make sure it can handle that amount of weight and never exceed, you know, the recommendation there. Which kind of brings you to my next point. You know, anything B&W, top of the line, extremely well built, super heavy duty. And this is no exception. And because of that, these things are heavy. You know, I'm not gonna lie, they're not the easiest thing to put in and take out just kind of on the fly. You know, you'll definitely need a couple buddies to give you a hand, or B&W actually makes a mechanism. It's where you can put a winch on it, winch it out, if that's something you're looking to do or set up for at home. So what a lot of people end up doing is just leaving this thing in here for the season, you know, and they'll look into tonneau covers to cover it up, keep it protected, out of sight, so on and so forth. A lot of people wonder if the tonneau cover's gonna fit. And I've done quite a bit of these, not only on Silverados, but, you know, Fords, Rams, kind of all over the place, and I've yet to run into any issues here. And so today there's a tonneau cover set up on this truck, and I'll go ahead and undo it here. I can show you. And this is a nice tonneau cover. It's one of the flush mount ones, and even with this locked down, you know, there's still quite a bit of room in here. And I actually have the height of the head in the middle, because you can adjust it up and down to suit your particular trailer. So even if we were to go up another hole, it would only set the head up to about here. We'd still have more than enough room. So I would say it's pretty safe to say that just about any tonneau cover that you might have is probably going to work and not interfere with the companion hitch. As far as your jaw mechanism goes, it's going to have a full 360-degree contact around the kingpin, so super solid connection. That's a really thick steel, and it's not going to go anywhere, you know. How you would operate it, really easy. Pull this locking pin out. This opens up. You know, of course, when you back up to it, it will lock into place there, pin it down, and that's really all there is to it. The head does articulate, so there's some movement there, which makes it easier to hook up if you're not, you know, perfectly level. And I feel like this has to help with the ride quality too. You know, being able to articulate like that probably kind of absorb some of that road shock and be a little more forgiving. The head's detachable as well. So there's just a couple of pins here you can pull out. And then you can actually take this piece, which makes it a little bit lighter if you go to take this in or take it out or put it in. And you can pull this off of these arms here. And that's how you would make your height adjustments too, like I just talked about. You know, you can raise these up or down. There are some bushings here that the head rides on, which will help keep everything a little more quiet, and again, help with the overall ride quality. You know, you'll get less, you know, shock kind of running through the hitch and down through the truck's frame whenever you're towing your trailer down the road. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, a fantastic option for those of you wanting to set up a fifth wheel hitch in your Silverado. You know, whether you already have the underbed hitch and, you know, you're towing your gooseneck trailer around and end up upgrading or changing over to a fifth wheel, get the companion, drop it in, call it a day. You don't have to change the hitch up completely and do a bunch of extra work, right? Or for those of you that are wanting to tow a fifth wheel to begin with and don't want to have to deal with getting a rail kit and you know, taking up all your bed space and everything else. You get that underbed hitch, you pick up the companion, call it a day. So you really can't go wrong with B&W. They're some of my favorite hitches out there, extremely well made, and they just work like you'd expect them to. So can't really ask for too much more. But with that said, I think that'll about do it for our look at of the B&W Companion Sliding Type fifth wheel hitch on our 2023 Chevrolet Silverado 1500.